honest. Now, how many of you have eaten instant noodles at midnight, grabbed a random snack while scrolling on your phone, and skipped a proper meal just because you were lazy? It might seem normal. A lot of people does that. But what if I tell you that those small everyday habits are slowly shaping your health? And most of the time, we don't even realize it happening. Before we continue on with our presentation, let us introduce ourselves first. Good morning, everyone. My name is Valerie, and today I'm here with Annabelle, Elnathan, and Jaden. Now that we've got that cleared up, let us continue on with our topic. Many teenagers nowadays eat several meals and snacks every day, but they rarely stop to think about what their bodies are actually receiving. Junk food, processed snacks, sugary drinks, they are all really easy to find nowadays, so it becomes normal for teenagers to consume them often. Because of this, many teenagers nowadays are not sure on whether or not their diets are healthy or not. The Bible reminds us about the values of our body in 1 Corinthians 6, verse 19 to 20. This verse teaches us that our bodies are valuable gifts from God that should be treated with care and respect. Adolescence is an important stage of life where the body grows and develops rapidly. During these important times, teenagers need enough nutrition to fulfill their body's needs. Healthy foods can help teenagers focus better in school, stay active, and maintain a good health in the future. However, teenagers nowadays develop unhealthy eating habits such as eating junk food and not enough fruits and vegetables. In Indonesia, many people eat foods that are high in sugar, salts, and fats because they are cheaper, easier to find, and tastier. At the same time, the knowledge about nutrition in Indonesia is limited, so healthier food options are often ignored. Because as a result, obesity rates in the country has increased. This issue is not just a local issue that is happening in Indonesia, but it is a global issue that is happening all over the world. Globally, many teenagers nowadays develop unhealthy eating habits such as choosing to eat unnutritious foods that are high in energy but low in nutrition, skipping meals, and not eating enough fruits and vegetables. A research done in 2021 proves that if this habit keeps on going, then the person might develop chronic illnesses later in life. Now that we've uncovered all the issues, I would like to pass this presentation to my teammate Al, who will continue on to explain the cause and consequence.
Thank you, Valerie, for clarifying our issue. Now let's talk about our causes first. So one major factor is peer pressure. Among teenagers nowadays, we are heavily influenced by our friends or the people in our circle. Well, therefore, if everyone were to choose something unhealthy, we tend to follow them because we're afraid of missing out. And this creates an unhealthy habit. Another cause is the rapid growth of fast food worldwide. As we already know, fast food is everywhere now. It is known to be cheap, convenient, and it is heavily advertised. Therefore, many people would choose to eat fast foods over healthy foods that they already have at home. Another cause would be social media influence. Among adolescents nowadays, we spend most of our time scrolling on our social media feed. And most of the time, we don't even realize that we already came upon trends, food challenges, or even those influencers who try to promote unhealthy eating. Without that, we don't realize how much it really shapes our choices of what we eat. One lost cause would be stress. Among teenagers nowadays, we occur stress whether it's from school, pressure, or even relationships. Therefore, we mostly run to find comfort in foods. Unfortunately, those foods are normally high sugar or high fat content, just like ice cream. So, what would be the result if we were to keep this unhealthy eating habit? Well, first of all, one of the most obvious consequences would be obesity. When unhealthy eating becomes consistent, it leads to serious weight gain, therefore increasing the chances of diseases later in life. One other consequence would be difficulty in choosing healthy food options. Especially among teenagers nowadays, we are picky of what we eat. So if we were to keep it up, we might not even know what a healthy meal would look like anymore. Here's one more consequence: sleep deprivation. When we eat too much sugar or drink too much caffeine, we're not getting enough rest, especially as teenagers nowadays. As teenagers, it is important for rest as we are still in our growing stages. And if we don't get enough rest, it may affect our overall daily performance. For our last consequence would be a loss in physical fitness. Unhealthy eating surely energy to be affects our energy, stamina, and less motivation to stay active. If this were to happen, it will create a cycle that is hard for us to break. Now, these actions may seem small, but it surely will have a big impact in the future if we don't try to control it from now on. So now, let's move on to the evidence to see how serious the issue really is.
Now, since my friend Al, he has explained the cause and consequences of this issue, all of this information given wouldn't be as strong as when it's backed up with evidence. So what me and my group has done is that we have compiled statistics global and locally so that we may see the significance of this issue. And the numbers I am about to show you is concerning. So first statistics says that by 2022, there has been a recorded of 2.5 billion people who are overweight. This shows that this issue isn't something small, but it's something big that we cannot ignore. And something even more concerning is that from 1990 to 2022, there has been a rapid increase of obese people from 8% to 20%. This number increase is more than double. And it shows that the more we ignore this problem, it's just gonna get worse. And not only is this happening worldwide, but it's also happening in Indonesia. It's a bigger problem that we face here today, as 16.5% of people in Indonesia aged 5 until 19 is overweight. And not only that, but in the past decade of Indonesia, there has been a rapid growth of up to 50% people who are obese. These numbers that I have shown you, they're not just numbers or statistics, but they mean a lot. They reflect the health state and lives that people are in right now. So, what can we do? I'll leave that to my teammate Annabelle.
So how to prevent the consequences from building an unhealthy lifestyle? Well, let me introduce you to our website called NutriTracks. This is the QR code to enter our website. What is the purpose of NutriTracks? The purpose of NutriTracks is to raise awareness and educate people on how to improve their diets and so people could be aware of diseases like high cholesterol and diabetes. This is our homepage. In our homepage, we have highlighted three main solutions: what you eat, prevent diseases, and building healthy habits. These solutions can help you count your daily nutrition and also including sugar and fat intake. When we press the Start Learning Now button, it leads us to this page to understand unhealthy diets. As you see, there are detailed explanations about common unhealthy habits and long-term health effects. This page shows us the global and local perspective from global statistics and Indonesia statistics that contains overweight people, obesity rise, daily food consumption, and physical activities. Our website contains healthy and both delicious recipes such as oatmeal with banana and honey, gado-gado that is also called as Indonesian salad, and grilled fish with brown rice.
In conclusion, the food choices that we make today impacts our life more than we think. The food that you eat every day is not just to fill your stomachs, but it's to build a better future with better eating habits. As what Hippocrates once said, let food be thy medicine and let medicine be thy food. Because change does not begin with a healthy, strict diet, but it begins with awareness. Thank you.